Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Hyrie from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode 19 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Showtime boxing officially coming to an end. So the news and the speculations and the rumors are officially true. Showtime Sports and Showtime Boxing will be shutting down by the end of the calendar year of 2023. Steven Espinoza is being laid off of his job, and this will be the end of Showtime Boxing. It's a hard pill to swallow if you're a boxing fan around the world. And it's sad to see Showtime Boxing disappearing right off into the sunset, because the same thing happened to HBO Boxing just 5 years ago, back in 2018, when they officially shut down for good. Both Showtime Boxing and HBO Boxing had an incredible run in the sport of boxing, left an incredible impact on the sport, and helped a lot of talented fighters of this generation and previous generations thrive and succeed on this platform. We saw a lot of amazing fights on both HBO Boxing and Showtime Boxing, and now both will officially be gone from the rest of the time in the sport of boxing. And it's sad because Steven Espinoza has done a great job this year for Showtime Boxing, giving boxing fans around the world 50-50 fights once again, something that the sport of boxing lacked. And when you think about all the star fights that have transpired in the calendar year 2023, they all have taken place on the Showtime platform for the sport of boxing. You've seen David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. You've seen Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. You've seen Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. You've seen Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. All of those fights happen on Showtime Boxing, and Steven Espinoza deserves a lot of credit for doing that in the final year of the existence of Showtime Boxing. And to me, this hurts because Showtime Boxing is very enjoyable in my perspective. To me, that's the biggest and the best boxing platform in the sport today. From commentary team, from the way how the dialogues are putting together the fights, big time fights. It makes every time you tune in for a big time fight, you feel the atmosphere, even from watching at home from your home television, because the commentary team is A+. They distance themselves from being the best boxing platform in the sport, in my opinion. And I preferred watching them over DAZN and ESPN Top Rank. So it's really sad to me that Showtime Boxing is going to be ending by the end of 2023. I wish nothing but the best for Steven Espinoza. He's a great mastermind in the sport of boxing. Even though Al Heyman owns PBC, he still deserves a lot of credit for putting together a lot of amazing fights over the last few years. That Showtime Boxing has flourished and become the #1 platform, in my opinion, in the sport of boxing. And I feel like he's going to be having a job in the sport of boxing somewhere else very soon. I don't think he's going to be without a job for long. The commentary team of Showtime, they will all those talented people and all those talented analysts will find jobs elsewhere in the sport of boxing very soon. But in my perspective, Al Heyman has a lot of options to lean towards for the calendar year of 2024 and moving forward for the PBC of boxing. They're going to be finding a new platform starting in 2024, and Al Heyman and the PBC aren't going anywhere. He's got a lot of talent with him signed with the PBC. He's got the biggest names in the sport of boxing today. He has Canelo Alvarez. He has Terrence Crawford. He has Gervonta Davis. He has Errol Spence. He has Caleb Plant. He has both Jermell and Jermall Charlo. He has David Benavidez. He has Jaron Boots Ennis. This is going to be something different, seeing those fighters not on Showtime Boxing anymore. But Al Heyman has a plan, and all those PBC fighters will follow him to the next platform, wherever that may be. And it's being reported right now that Al Heyman is exploring broadcast deals with Amazon Prime and DAZN. And a partnership with DAZN would mean a partnership with Eddie Hearns. And I do believe that could be an interesting partnership. And I do believe that could be best for business, for the sport of boxing, for Al Heyman and DAZN and Eddie Hearn all to team up together to give us bigger fights in the sport of boxing. Continue the high standards that 2023 gave us in terms of getting 50-50 fights back to the sport of boxing. Give us that in 2024, and let's see what Al Heyman does, whether it's Amazon Prime he decides to team up with and the PBC decide to team up with, or it's DAZN and Eddie Hearns. Let's see what happens next, but it's going to be sad by the end of 2023 to see Showtime leave the sport of boxing. But one heck of a run. One heck of a run for Showtime Boxing, and it's sad to see them go, but thankful for all the memories. I'm thankful for all the production. I'm thankful for all of them giving us Showtime Boxing as the best boxing Showtime platform for quite some time. But sad time for boxing to see Showtime Boxing leave the sport.